Welcome. Today, we're diving into Python file handling, how Python reads, writes, and manages files. We'll explore real-world examples, share best practices, and work through a mini project to bring it all together. Let's get started and unlock the power of file operations in Python. Let's start by understanding what file handling really means. At its core, file handling lets programs save data permanently, not just while they're running, but beyond that. It's how we read existing files, write new ones, and update or add more data when needed. Think about everyday examples like a Notes app, student records, log files, or reports. These all rely on file handling to keep information safe and accessible. And here, we're focusing on how Python makes this possible. Let's talk about why this matters. When we save data, it sticks around even after the program stops running. That's crucial for automation, where tasks run on their own without us. It's also a staple in back-end development, the part of software that users don't see but rely on. And really, if you want to build projects that work in the real world, this is absolutely essential. Python makes all of this easier, too. When working with files, choosing the right mode is key. We have 4 main options. R for reading existing files, W for writing, but be careful, it overwrites any existing content. Then there's A for appending, which adds new data without erasing what's already there. Finally, X creates a new file but throws an error if the file exists. Picking the correct mode depends on what you need to do: read, overwrite, add, or create fresh. Let's talk about reading files in Python. Here, we use the with statement to open a file called in read mode. The beauty of with is that it handles closing the file for us automatically. No need to worry about leaving files open. Inside the block, we simply print the file's contents. This approach keeps our code clean, safe, and easy to manage. It's a small detail that makes a big difference. Let's talk about writing to files in Python. First, we open a file in write mode. This creates the file or overwrites it if it already exists. Then, we write a string to it. Next, to add more content without erasing what's there, we open the file in append mode. This lets us tack on new lines, like adding notes or updates. It's a simple way to keep building a file's content step by step. Now let's look at our mini project, the Notes Manager. It's a simple tool where we can add a note, view all our notes, and save them in a file called notes.txt. Along the way, we'll use some key Python concepts, like input to get user data, with open to handle files, loops to process multiple notes, and strings to manage text. This project ties together everything we've learned so far, and it's a great way to practice. Let's talk about some common errors you might run into when working with files in Python. One is the file not found error. That happens when the program can't find the file you're trying to open. Another is using the wrong file mode, like reading when you meant to write. Forgetting to close files is a classic mistake, but we can avoid that easily by using the with statement. And watch out for accidentally overwriting data when you open a file in write mode. These are simple pitfalls, but catching them early saves a lot of headaches. Let's take a look at some common interview questions about file handling in Python. We'll cover the basics, like what file handling actually means, and the difference between reading and writing modes. Then, we'll explore why using with open is a best practice. We'll also talk about append mode, and when you might want to use exclusive creation, or X mode. These questions help us understand how to work with files safely and efficiently in Python. To wrap up, we've covered how to read, write, and append files in Python. We also introduced the with open statement, which makes file handling cleaner and safer. Next, we'll dive into exception handling, how to manage errors gracefully and keep our programs running smoothly. Let's keep building on this foundation. This video was created with SlideSpeak. Visit SlideSpeak to turn your presentations into engaging AI-narrated videos.